Oh, is this us? Am I here? Are we live? Totally local podcast? Colorful characters, entrepreneurs, and local businesses in and around the Jersey Shore area, Monmouth County, Ocean County. Aaron's always hitting that button, but that's okay. He's starting a watch party so more people can watch it. Hola, buenos tardes, amigos.
Wow.
We are at 10th Ave Burrito.
What's tardes mean?
That means like good afternoon or something. Brian Katz, owner. We have Carrie Bellog. Did I say it right?
Yes,
Bellog.
you're good. You're good.
Brand Groupies.
Yep.
You're going to talk to us about the branding of this place, which is lovely.
Awesome.
Brian, thank you so much for having us here.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for inviting me.
First question, when was your first Grateful Dead show?
I wasn't expecting that. 1984.
Nice.
Yes.
You expecting a layup? What did you expect?
I was raised by wolves and I was on the road by 1985.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect. So how did you go from selling burritos on the lot at a Grateful Dead show to opening 10th Ave Burrito?
That's exactly how it happened. You know, I migrated from here out to California via the Grateful Dead and my reckless lifestyle, which still goes on today happily. And that's where I just learned it, and that's where I had the thought, and this is where it all came down.
Why do you think, why was Belmar like the place to go? How did you end up in Belmar? And was this the first place, I mean, 10th Ave Burrito, I assume it started in Belmar here.
Yep, right on 10th Ave, and since then we relocated. Why not? Because Belmar is a great town, man.
It is.
It's fucking awesome. I love this place. And it fit right in for my, like my vision,
So you're from the area?
I'm from the Heightstown area originally. I've been living in Belmar now for a little bit more than 20 something years.
Wow. I mean, Belmar is like the rowdy younger brother of all the towns in and around this whole area. It gets kind of wild.
It does, but it's calmed down a lot over the years. It's it has its moments, but over 3/4 of the year, man, we live in paradise right here, man. It's perfect. It gets a little hectic on the weekends, but what beach town doesn't around here? So I'll take it, man. I love it.
And it's nice being, offset off of the water because what you're going to find is the best places in a beach town or where to go eat at a beach town. It's never really going to be on the water. It's always going to be like blocks in because
we have a great restaurant right in town, right up on Ocean Ave, on the ocean, Dolce Vita.
I'm completely wrong. Dolce Vita is the...
Do your fucking homework. Do your homework, man.
Right on the water?
Oh, it's right on Ocean Ave on 4th and Ocean.
Dolce Vita. Live, totally local podcast next week. Dolce Vita, if they let us in.
Nick, are you out there?
Pay attention, Andrew. Come on, get with it. Carrie, have you ever been to Dolce Vita?
I haven't, but I've heard great things about it.
Well, I haven't heard anything about it.
I know. I should venture down.
What's the signature? What's the signature burrito to get? What's the signature dish here to get? Burrito.
The thing, if you're coming in for the first time, I would definitely recommend the pork mole burrito. So it's shredded pork that we cook down for hours, and we make the mole sauce right here.
Nice.
I go pork mole. I go mole wings, not the adobo wings, and the mole nachos are my jam.
I
think that's what I'm ordering as soon as we're done with this. I'm getting some nachos and wings.
Well, that'll be lovely. I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, as advertised, we're doing a tequila tasting, which I didn't know was a thing, but we're gonna taste.
It's the only reason why I'm here. No offense.
Not taken. I totally get it.
And we're here to let Brian buy his tequila, so it works great.
That's great. That's perfect. I love it.
Perfect
I got
barter
to
system.
crash.
It's a perfect barter system.
Yeah. So, Carrie, while we're getting this tequila ready here, what do you think of the overall as a brand expert, as a marketing expert, looking out? How do you feel about the vibe in here? Does it match the the ambiance matches the food? It all kind of cohesive?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, this is one of my favorite places to come, and it's like the best in the county. So I'm definitely a margarita drinker and burrito girl. So Mexican's one of my favorites.
Nice, perfect. So Brian, as far as the tequilas we're going to be tasting here, what do we got? What do we got lined up?
Well, it looks like the first one we got over here is the Casamigos Silver. So,
Big.
excuse me, everybody, you know, like tequila, there's silver,
Driver.
there's reposado, and there's añejo. And silver, when they make silver tequila, it's in its rawest form. It's not aged or anything. It comes filtered right
Yep.
into the bottle, and that's your silver tequila.
Love it.
Reposado tequila usually ages up until a day before a year. Reposado, I bet you don't know. I didn't know Tarde.
Añejo.
Reposado. Well, reposado means rest. So it rests up to a day before a year, and then everything after that is añejo, and that's a year.
So good to know.
So then what's is it better to let it rest or let it sit longer?
It's all. It depends on everybody's
we're here to taste.
taste.
That's why we're here to
taste.
So this is
This is silver.
Silver.
This is tequila made, filtered right into the bottle. Not
Salud,
rested.
my
Salud.
friend.
Not rested at all.
Salud.
Cheers, y'all.
I'm just gonna shoot that one.
I
Slightly
am wasted.
That's good.
Wow, I don't.
No,
It didn't really.
Tastes a little peppery.
Yeah, I got
You know,
that.
they got different, flavor profiles. I think the Casamigos is great. It's very, very popular right now.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of money back behind it by, celebrities and stuff. But
Totally.
I think they really stand behind their product. I think it's great.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
taste
one of my
gross.
favorites.
It doesn't
I think
taste-
for the price point, I think it's fantastic. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the best tequilas for the price point. That and the Terramana is also pretty good in that same price.
It didn't make me like
Point.
wince, flinch, or like
Nah, it's
twitch.
super smooth.
No, it's no Cuervo.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. And that's, a lot of people get introduced that route, and it's like, as
And
a
it's
youngster.
Yeah.
amazing that
And then
they
they-
drink tequila later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I think everyone has a Cuervo experience
Yes.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Mine
Oh,
involves the
yeah.
police,
Yeah.
an ambulance.
So,
More than once.
so what do you, is this one of your favorites? Is this, what's your...
Casamigos is on my shelf.
Uh-huh.
It's there. It's not my go-to all the time for sipping, but for mixing it with stuff,
What's your go-to for sipping?
the Clase Azul. Actually, the Sincoro now has been my go-to
Clase
lately.
Azul is delicious.
Yeah.
Clase Azul is great, although I got robbed at a different restaurant because I didn't ask them what they were charging per pour, and then I got the bill, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh my gosh.
And it was like I paid for a whole bottle by having like two
Oh,
neat.
thank God,
Oof.
God invented Yelp. So now you
I'll
just
just go
go
Yelp
on and
it.
trash the shit out of that place.
Man,
Fuck Yelp.
yeah. Yelp is horrible. Yo, do you know what I had happen to me? I had these people clean my gutters.
Impeach Yelp.
They mailed me a letter. They
Yeah.
quoted my review and they said, "You can't say this about us." And I'm like, "This is all true. What the hell are you talking about?" I actually got
No way.
mailed a letter. Yeah, they hunted me down because
You're
they left
kidding.
a 1-star review for doing a crappy gutter cleaning job. They actually
Wow.
felt more upset about that than they did about actually doing a good gutter cleaning job. Anyway, this isn't gutter podcast. Let's get back into the tequila. Was I supposed to shoot that, or was it like a sipping
I did.
tequila?
I mean, is
I'm a
anything
lightweight, so I'm
sipping?
I don't know. There's sipping whiskeys out there, isn't there?
No such thing.
I don't know
Tell
if
us
I've
about
had
this one.
Straight.
All right, so this
Not that bad.
is
No.
awesome, man. This is a product. This is Herradura,
Okay.
and the product Herradura, and they have what they call a barrel program, and that. So I actually went down to Mexico with my buddy Gus, my buddy Matt, my buddy Chris Brandel, who owns Brandel's restaurant
What's up,
right across
Brandel?
the.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
restaurant. And we all went down, and you know what? They're all business owners too, actually. Chris Brandel owns Brandel. Gus, my buddy, owns E Street Bagel. And Matt Dates owns Midnight Candle Company.
Where's
Makes candles.
Where's East Street Bagel?
In Wall on Route 35.
Good bagels?
Great bagels.
I don't know.
Great bagels.
I'm working on a bagel quest, part of the show, to find the best bagel in Monmouth.
We'll
Ocean
tag
County.
Gus on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
But so the four of us, we went down to Mexico. We went to
Yeah.
Jalisco, Mexico. Well, we went to Guadalajara, and we met up with the Herradura people.
Oh wow.
They took us out to their plant, and their plant, which is really cool, it's one of two, I believe, what they call haciendas. So where they make the tequila, a certain amount of people, I think it's more than half their employees actually live at the tequila factory, and we got to
Is it just tequila there? Or you just can't say?
It's just
can't
tequila.
say.
It's just tequila. And peyote. Oops. No, but it's just tequila, and we took a tour. We learned every nuance of how tequila was made from the harvesting of the agave plant, and so at the end of the tour, because we're there for the barrel program, they sat us in a room and blindfolded us. Kidding.
but not really. There was also a donkey in the room.
We got to live sex shows. It wasn't Tijuana, but anyway, we got to try different flavored profile of the double barrel. So you were asking before about the different types. The double barrel means it goes from one barrel of resting into another barrel, and it takes on different flavor profiles
From the barrel itself.
from the barrel itself.
Wow.
And we tried a few different ones, and we all agreed on this one. And this is just our flavor profile. You can't get this anywhere else.
Amazing.
So
Wow.
it's nice and smooth.
That's amazing.
Ooh,
And
Calm down.
so thank you.
yeah.
So, Carrie, you started your business, Brand Groupies, at a dead show as well, I heard, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You should look at it.
I do like concerts.
No, but seriously, with your business, being in this area, you work with like national or larger companies.
Yeah.
But you like being, you're involved. Obviously, you know Ming, you know Aaron, like you network with people around this area.
Yes.
Is it what are you from here? Like, how did you end up staying in this wonderful
Yeah.
area?
Well, I grew up in Oceanport, and so after that, after school, I headed to the city. So I was in Manhattan for years and doing fashion PR forever. And then I did a children's rock and roll themed play space for kids 5 and under in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, called Frolic. And so it was all about, once you have kids, you have your lifestyle changes, your identity changes, and we were so used to going to concerts every night, like just living it up. And then you have kids.
It sucks.
I love my kids, but we were like, oh my gosh, how can we feel that same, emotion and feeling like ourselves again? So we created this 5,000 square foot facility with a VW bus from 1970, and so the kids could go in and out of it. A Rolling Stones tongue slide. There was classic rock playing nonstop, and everything was rock and roll themed. The classes, the birthday parties. So
Was there
that was
reposado served to the
Oh yeah,
adults?
well we had theme parties. We had
nice.
we had a Woodstock themed party and the kids would all get dressed up, and we'd have kids performers singing all the rock songs. So that was a passion.
And then so
of mine.
you moved from doing that, you sold the business and moved back
Yeah. We sold everything to the Children's Museum of Manhattan,
Nice.
and then my family moved down to this area to be closer to my sister and parents, and then started consulting. So I started consulting with local businesses and entrepreneurs, because that was my passion, to really help people get to the next level.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, here we
so
are.
I love where we live.
Yeah,
it's
me
the
too.
best. It's
I
the
love
best.
I'll drink
tequila
to that.
too.
All right.
Salud.
So cheers.
Double barrel. Cheers.
Smoky.
This is
That one has a different
this.
kind of pop to it
It's
at the
like an
beginning.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
And then that aftertaste when you kind of breathe out a little bit. Got that smoky wood deal. I don't know all the technical terms, so.
Neither do I.
Okay, good.
Smoky wood.
We're on the same page.
I like this.
Wow,
That's-
that's great.
That is great.
So, as we have to ask, because of the world we live in today, what was it like? Did you? Hi.
That's Matt Dates of Midnight Candle Company.
How's it going?
I just spoke about you. Oh, really? Yeah.
So, we all went through the shit in the spring, and did you kind of being a Dead fan, going on tour, you kind of know how to just roll with the punches, I would assume.
We actually shut down in March, and the middle of March all the way up until May 1st. We thought it was the right, responsible thing to do. I'm not saying anyone that didn't was irresponsible, not right. But we just felt that was the way to go for our staff, our customers, until we knew more about all the ins and outs of everything, you know. So we were closed down until May.
And then May, you know, things you just...
May we reopened. We did mostly takeout. We just kept filtering people in, and you know, going by the guidelines and stuff. And you know, here we are now, almost a year later, and it's fucking insane that it's a year later.
Yeah.
But you guys did also. You guys shut down half the parking lot. You opened up that great
the
outside.
town of Belmar, man, they were more than accommodating. The town of Belmar was awesome, man.
Great.
They came to us and they're like, "We'll shut down this part of the parking lot for you guys," and everybody here, you know, was on board, man. We got some of the best. I think we have some of the best restaurants in Monmouth County, especially in the strip mall.
No doubt.
We got Jersey Shore Barbecue, Ogito's, Simply Southern. There's this
got the new
great
Greek
spot.
place that just
the
opened
Greek
up.
places.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were
Mr.
talking
Greek,
about
yep.
that. Yeah.
Where's Mr. Greek at?
All the way at the end.
Wow.
All the way at the end. He's not Greek though. Don't tell him.
I won't tell you.
Savridis, he's Greek. He's Greek.
Oh man, this is an interesting spot. It's kind of like
It's weird.
it's in this weird shop. It looked
so
like it was
cool, though.
supposed to be a different shopping center, and then something.
It's
you know,
evolved.
something happened.
But you
Yeah.
know what? This is not Brian's first place in this shopping center either.
No, it's my second place.
in the same shopping
Oh,
In the
center.
same John. Well, I started on 10th.
Okay.
We were there for about 7 years, and then we moved over to another spot where Simply Southern is. And we were there for a couple of years, and we were fortunate enough to get selected to be on Diners, Drives, and Dives.
Nice.
And that just changed
Rocket ship.
everything, man. Professionally, you know, even like personally, it just changed everything for us. And then, you know, I partnered up with my buddy, and we got a liquor license, and we're over here now.
What? How did you get connected with Diners, Drive-ins? Is that the Guy Fieri show?
Guy Fieri.
It is the guy.
Amazing.
Is he cool? He seems
He's
like
a-
he'd be
he's a
like
good
fun.
dude. He's a
like
good
a
dude.
positive guy. He seems like he'd be.
He was a good dude.
He
He's
gets a lot
great.
of flack,
He was great
right?
with my kids, and he was great for my business. So
Yeah.
I can't say a bad thing about
Yeah,
him.
seriously. So
That's
how
so
did
cool.
they connect? Did they
You
just
still
look you
have
up
your
on
poster?
Yelp or what?
Right there in the corner.
Oh yeah.
How do we connect?
Amazing.
They reached out to me. They said they had gotten a lot of emails over time, and they wanted to come in.
That's some sick
film
Love
us
plan.
in.
that. That is so.
It's been over 10 years.
To have
Wow.
to have people that are truly fans of your business to like reach out like that.
Yeah.
That's like
dude,
awesome.
forget
I
it,
mean,
man.
that says
This
so
might
much.
sound like a bunch of bullshit, but I can't. I really truly believe we have the best loyal customers, and I know for a fact I have the best staff anywhere because I've got restaurant business so transient, man. There's people in and out, man. Everybody that works here, man,
Yeah.
has worked here for years. For years, man. I've got one guy that's been with me for close to 12 years now.
Wow.
I mean, most of my staff has been here for at least, on average, I'd say 5 years, and that means a lot to me, man.
How did
Yeah,
that
it's a big
work
testament.
then for that time away? Like, were they nervous? Were people jumping ship?
I
Were you
mean, they
like-
were getting unemployment. We were doing, we were doing our best. I mean, like I said, super loyal employees, super loyal customers, man. So we were super fortunate, man, to get right back into,
Amazing.
it wasn't like we skipped a beat. You know what I'm saying? So
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, there's businesses that I've loved that didn't make it, that I was supporting in the beginning, and they
Yeah.
just whatever happens. But it's a real shitty circumstance basically that people are in. So that's
man,
great.
It's horrible, man.
It's great that
horrible.
you're taking care of people.
Yeah.
And
We're trying.
you're loyal to your staff and everything. That's wonderful. What
That's
do we?
the perfect cue into the.
Like we
It's getting a little mushy. Like
That's what happens.
It's like somebody was ready to hug somebody, and I'm like, all right,
I
let's
could.
cut this,
Like, we
let's
could
cut this
sway
shit
a
out,
little
and
bit.
let's get into this
You know?
Centario de Añejo over here. I've never had this.
We're gonna drink this one in honor of the boss because he got a raw deal this week. Some bullshit.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. He
Yeah.
did. He got a raw deal.
Somebody got mad that he did a Jeep commercial and leaked it to some asshole that he blew a .02 or something that's not even.
I'm not even a fan, but the guy.
I like the Nebraska album. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. But like
Yeah.
you know, it came out of nowhere. It happened months ago, and he's like, he's the boss.
I know.
He's not. It's not like he was in Connecticut or in some other state where they're like, "F you, Bruce." He was on Sandy Hook, which is very close to, you know, I'm from Highland, so like I want to know who was in charge. It was probably those park rangers. Epic shouts to Scout Guide. We got in trouble. They were doing a shootout there, and we got in trouble. Park rangers came because we set up a Pilates machine on the beach, and the park ranger was being a jerk about that. It was probably the same guy.
Yeah, I'll never get caught for setting up a Pilates machine.
It wasn't easy.
So, Carrie, you brought a driver with you.
I did. I brought a driver, but I don't know.
You know, Holly's. You guys are role reversing because you're stacked in front of you.
I think we might be switching roles.
Holly's letting loose.
I don't know how to
loose over there.
That's fine.
My driver's sister is over there.
All right, this one's to the boss.
Yeah,
we
to
wish
the
him
boss.
well. Cheers.
How about to the boss getting a raw deal?
To the boss getting a raw deal. Screw whoever gave him a raw deal.
Yeah, that's more like it. Super smooth.
That one sat in my mouth.
Yeah.
Swished it around a little bit. Wasn't bad at all. Of course, that's my third one. So.
So life is good.
How am I looking?
Looking pretty good. The beard, killing me.
All right.
So, you know, what do you got to say about that one?
Well, the añejo. This particular one is Grand Centenario Añejo. To me, it's my favorite añejo. I'm not a big fan of añejos to begin with because you're starting to lose the actual tequila base, you know, because it's sitting and resting for so long. But this one, I feel like you still taste the tequila. It's super smooth, you know. Like you could drink this all night long, which I do. But it's good stuff, you know.
So I mean, you know, you're sitting around. Man, I can't even imagine. Like, talk about a raw deal. Like, going to a show, going on tour, going to see the Grateful Dead in the 80s must have been so much. You know, I'm sure a lot of it's a blur, but like it
was the circus, the traveling circus.
It's
in every sense of the word.
So how do you go from, you know, you're doing this and then you're kind of you're doing that and then you're transitioning to actually have a business? Is there like this leap from like I'm not a kid anymore, I'm going to be responsible and have a business?
No,
or are you just super high?
I said, man, I've got great staff that allows me to continue on my fun journey, man. You know, I mean, listen, the first 12 years, man, it was a struggle, man. Like I worked, you know, 80, 90 hours a week, man. I made a lot of mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. I figured things out. I hired the right, you know, sometimes hiring the people that are smarter than you and better than you just makes you better. And that's what it came down to, man. You know, I had one guy, Chris Warnowitz, man, he was with me, man, like 12 or 13 years, man.
Wow.
You know, I had another girl that was with me for a bunch of years, probably 10 years. I mean, you know, you learn, you know, and then as you evolve, man, things start to get easy. But we're always trying to change and evolve still more, man. Like today we met and we were working on new menu ideas just this morning, you know. We're always trying to fix things up, you know, whether it's the artwork, whether it's the menu, whether, you know.
Keep it fresh.
That's great. I mean, you got to keep it moving. That's wonderful. Do you have any like advice somebody wants to start?
No, don't do it. Go get a corporate job. Be miserable from 9 to 5. Drive home and think about how you want to kill yourself. But you'll have your 401k at the end of the day and your health insurance and shit like that.
I don't even like. I would say like, you know, if you didn't want to have like a, you know, own your own business and stuff, you could go on tour. But you can't even do that right now. You can't.
You can't. There's nothing, man. There's
you know?
nothing. You know.
You know, fish ain't even like, you know, moving around. Nobody's doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they shut down Bader Field. Couldn't go to the show. Very sad. It was going to be my kid's first concert.
Man.
I've been taking my kids to Dead and Company for the last 4 years.
How do you feel about John Mayer?
Yeah, John.
You know what? I think it fills a void.
He's good.
I don't compare because there's no way you can compare. Not saying it's better or worse.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? for 7 to 8 hours or 2 days or whatever, wherever I'm at for a show, I'm having fun. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's good. He's a good.
He's an amazing musician.
He is so
He's an
good.
amazing.
He can't help it if he wrote some soft pop songs.
Yeah, he's a
and
good-looking dude.
good-looking guy.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, I feel bad for John Mayer. Fuck that, man.
I just can't stand it when
I met
people.
wish
my
I was
husband
him.
through John. Yeah.
You met your
Well,
husband through John
in,
Mayer? He introduced you?
Well, he
guys?
was his production manager
Shut up.
in 2004.
Get out of 10th Ave Burrito. Are you kidding?
Yes, yeah. And
You
at
met
the-
him?
At the Aruba Music Festival.
What does he smell like? He looks like he smells fantastic.
Like
It was my
mangoes and
sister.
weed.
No, my sister was working for hotjobs.com and she was like one of the top salespeople, so they got to bring one guest to Aruba. So I was the lucky guest. I was single and ready to mingle, and it's like John
What?
Mayer's playing. So we weaseled our way into the concert.
Shut up.
And yeah, I met my now husband. He was his production manager, and he's like, "You girls want to come to the show?"
Oh man, he used that line.
Did you think of John Mayer the first
Yeah.
time? Well,
I know. I was taking
Oh,
guitar.
John.
I was taking guitar lessons and listening to John's song. And I actually went up. We were on the same plane ride home, and went up to him, and I was just like, "I'm playing your songs." I was such a dork.
So wait a second. You
Yeah.
met your husband. I love the fact that you're a
Yes.
Grateful Dead fan because I somehow morphed it into a story
Yes.
about.
Yeah, this is super strange.
And his company produced the Dead & Co. shows
Oh, wow.
with John Mayer. So like all
So he's like hooked
comes
in.
around. Yeah, it's like such a
Wow, that's so
connection.
wild.
If it
So
wasn't for John,
so wait a second. So
And it wasn't my sister. Sorry.
epic shouts
It
to your
wasn't
sister.
for my sister.
So hold on a second.
Holly.
He used his like, hey, I'm Mr. Hotshot Big Shot to get you in there, and then he like got your number.
Yeah, it was kind of like they don't really have time off, but there was a siesta, I guess, in Aruba, and they were on the beach, and I was sitting with Holly, and we just kept looking at each other, and then we were both smoking at the time, and I was gonna go up and
hug time.
go ask for a light, and he's just like, he said, I'll leave the information on your hotel room.
John Mayer's jogging down the beach
Yeah.
one way. She's jogging down, and then her soon-to-be husband like pushes John Mayer out of the way. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see it now.
So
Yeah.
And the
Slow-mo.
tequila helps the visual.
Yes.
So your
Coming
husband,
for you, baby.
your husband was living in New York at the time.
No, he's
or?
Canadian, but he was living in.
Oh, boo! Now the story sucks.
Strike two.
No, but he was living in St.
Maple
Louis.
syrup
Okay, so wait a
smuggler.
St.
second.
Louis.
So how did you convinced him to? You're like, look, I'm from Monmouth County.
I was
It's a
living in
beautiful
New York
place.
at the
It's sort of
time.
like Canada. But how did you convince him to move down here?
Well, after that, he wrote his number on
She
a
threw a
Post-it.
hockey puck at me. He bent down and picked it up. She kicked it across the border.
Oh my god! I know, and I was like into Italians at the time. And it was like Canadians. I don't know.
They're not as sexy as Italians. Sorry.
But got the A accent.
yeah. Did you like smack that out of him? Does he still have that like?
He's still,
How does he survive? He's Canadian, so polite. How does he survive in New Jersey?
I know. Well,
He's probably just apologized. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Hey.
hey, yeah.
No offense. No
Well,
offense.
he loves his John Deere. We have.
Oh,
He likes to,
You have that beautiful, you have that beautiful property. You guys invited a bunch of podcasters out,
Yes,
which was
yes.
awesome.
That was fun.
I showed up a little late. I wish I could have jumped into the pool, but I met actually Bobby Moore from Simmons and Moore by going to that.
Yeah, totally. He's awesome.
So that was a good time. Thanks for doing that, and that's
such a small world and so many connections.
I mean, it is a small world. We went from going on Dead Tour to
Dead.
talking
I
about
wish I
John
went on a
Mayer
Dead tour.
to
Her
I'm
being
such
married.
a groupie.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
so
that's
it all
why I'm
worked
groupie.
out.
And then I followed him. That's why I'm,
and
kind of a groupie.
He's taking all the credit. I did it on purpose.
Can your husband like hook it up though? If you ever wanted to go see like Dead and Company at MSG, could he make like 2 phone calls and like be in?
yeah.
All right, well, I'm holding you to that. So is Brian. So
It's just screaming to a moose antler.
Well, if they play again,
moose call.
Is this on?
Yeah. So
great.
that's
Small
awesome.
world.
Wow, that's incredible. I don't
love
know if
his story.
have we drank all the tequila or have we tasted all of them? Have we tested all of them?
We can always get more.
Okay, I know, but I gotta make sure that my wife isn't watching right now. That I told her I'm working and this counts.
Is she coming down? She was supposed to come and visit.
Grandma couldn't watch the kids, so that's it is too bad.
It's bad.
It's too bad. I did. She's fun. She's a lot of fun. She's
Yeah.
fun. she's obviously, you know, a mom now. So
Yes.
she's got to obviously take care of. I can't take care of a child.
How old is the kid?
He just turned 1 in December.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's
love it.
like,
Congratulations.
he's really like, you know, you could tell when they're like turning on, like it's like a Terminator moment when they start to like switch on.
Yeah, they go from alien to human.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, I get it.
He
man.
understands. He's like
I'm still waiting for my kids to do that. They're 14 and 11.
he's like.
I'm like, fucking, let's go, man. Like, walk.
It's like kind of be like he's like a foreigner that's come here, and I'm like talking to him in English, and he
Yeah.
gets it, but he can't say it back to me, and he'll get frustrated. He'll be like, he wants something. I'm like, just
Yeah.
say it, man. Come on, just say it.
The best advice I got 6 years ago when my wife was pregnant with Elle was from Brian. He said, buy fucking batteries. Cases of fucking batteries, because every fucking toy you get requires so many goddamn
that is
batteries.
such good advice.
Yeah.
Best advice ever.
Yeah.
That's true. You know,
I'm writing a
that's true.
children's book. It's called Buy Batteries.
Buy fucking
Leave me the fuck alone
Yeah.
and get out of my
Buy
house.
batteries,
Goes for
buy batteries and burritos.
batteries and burritos.
Batteries and burritos.
Should get a
Perfect.
Duracell wall here for fucking batteries.
Well, yeah.
So when did your love of was it when you were in California, or when did your love of like the Mexican culture obviously is pervasive?
Oh,
in-
that's a
Yeah.
great question.
Well.
I lived in California and I literally had no fucking where to turn. And I'm like, where does everyone that has nowhere to turn go to? The restaurant business. So that's what I did. And I learned how to cook out there. I went to a place called Zelda's in Capitola, California in 1980. I think it was either 87 or 88.
Okay.
And this is back in the days, obviously before the internet and shit. And there was a classified section in the newspaper, jobs. And I saw need a line cook. I didn't even know what a line cook was. I'm
just saw
like
line.
desperate for a job. And I go in there and there's this dude, man. I remember his name to this day, George Armstrong. And he was a great guy, man. And he interviewed me. And he was like, oh, so you're interested in learning how to cook? You want to cook, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, totally bullshit. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to get like stoned and go on dead tour. And this dude was like, all right, man, I'll hire you if you want to learn. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he goes, when can you start? And I'm like, whenever you need me to. He's like, now. And that was
No
it. And I
way.
haven't stepped out of the kitchen since.
That's
that dude fucked me
amazing.
up, I know. I'm pissed at him. No, I'm not really pissed at him. But that guy was,
That's how it goes.
you know, man.
Great story.
What a great, and that dude really, man, he took me under his wing, man. It was Capitola, right outside of Santa Cruz, California, next town over. And man, I look back on those days and they were the greatest days, man. I learned how to cook. I was with a great staff. I learned how to drink underage, and it was just awesome, man. It was just such a great experience, man.
So what was
great.
the point? When did you decide to, I don't like this beautiful weather anymore. I don't like the sun. I want to come back to where it's gray.
That's for a different podcast. If my parole officers
I was
listen.
gonna say, run it
No,
from
I'm
the law
joking.
podcast.
But yeah, that's for another. Yeah, but I moved back to New Jersey like just about everybody does, man.
Yeah,
that
I
leaves
did.
the state.
Yeah, we
man.
all come
Oh my
back.
God, yeah.
We all come back.
And I came back and I went to culinary school up at Johnson and Wales.
Oh, you took it
Amazing.
seriously.
No, I did not. You would think it sounds like that's what I'd be doing, but fuck, I couldn't pass culinary school. I literally couldn't even graduate culinary school.
I'm gonna have another drink.
Make an omelet. I couldn't even do it.
You couldn't make an
I was
omelet?
just, I just didn't take it seriously, and I migrated from Providence down to South Beach, and I got lucky again. I got lucky again to latch on with like some really experienced dudes, man, and that's where I really started to learn stuff. And
That's how you-
started
So
taking
cool.
it seriously.
That's how you kind of learn too. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of experience, especially with building your business. You
Yes,
kind of learn it
there's so
as you're
much
going. It's interesting how it kind of, as far as the music connection that you have, you obviously have, a connection to loving music. Obviously, you have a connection to loving music, and there's
Yes.
something there about being passionate in general, that's going to lead you down a road of, you were joking before about 401ks and driving and wanting to like drive off the turnpike, but I think that you would admit that like, you know, it's better to suffer your own business and suffer that, you know, freedom as opposed to kind of subjugating yourself to, you know.
I don't know, man. It's like I said, it goes both ways. Like here I am almost 18 years into this business, and it wasn't until about a few years ago that I was actually able to take time off, you know. So it was the same thing, man. Like working for someone and being in the grind, or working for yourself and being in the grind, you know, and like lots of sleepless nights. Oh man, can I make payroll? Can I make rent? Can I do this? I want to put everybody's needs ahead of mine, you know, and it takes time to like come out on the other end, man. And I feel like I'm lucky enough to have done that, man. Like
we're all in that same same boat. You know, our guests and producer Ming included.
I really tried to work for other people. I really tried to have a 9 to 5, but they just kept firing me. And I don't know what I did wrong.
And then you figure it out. You're like, microphone, tequila.
I couldn't. You know.
Well, I was just an arrogant, egotistical asshole. And every chef I work for, I'm like, I could do that better. And then like, you know, so one of the chefs that I worked for, man, Bobby Trigg, out in Princeton at the Ferry House. It's not there anymore. And this place was like, in my opinion, man, revolutionary. I really think Bobby like transcended time, man, and was really ahead of the game of the culinary world. And I loved Bobby. I learned so much from this guy. And when I was like a week before I was ready to open up 10th Ave Burrito, I call him up and I'm like, yo, man, like, what's my biggest fucking hurdle? And I'm thinking he's going to be like, payroll, insurance, this, that. And he's like, dude, it's staff. You got to get the right people to surround you, man. And I was like, shit, man, I didn't even think about that. I'm thinking about all these like, you know,
logistics.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Like numbers and charts and spreadsheets.
You know, food costs, you know, like all this stuff. And he's like, nah, man, your biggest hurdle is going to be staff. You got to get the right people in there and keep them.
Yeah.
So how do you know, because I was talking to somebody the other day about qualifying people. Like you can talk to them and there's a couple questions you could ask where the light goes up. Whether it's a client you're going to work with or it's somebody you're going to hire, you could just say, oh wow, this person's an asshole and I don't want to work with them.
It comes down.
I'm about to fire a prospect. I'm like, you're going to suck for me in a year.
For me, it comes down to the Greg Brady moment, man. Either the jacket fits or it doesn't. I don't know if you guys go back to the Brady Bunch, man, and look when Greg Brady, they asked him to be the solo act instead of the Brady Bunch act. And because the only reason why is because the jacket fit him. And that's how it is here, man. Like either the jacket fits or it doesn't, man, and get the fuck out.
It takes time to really learn and know yourself and your way of doing things. But I, finally started realizing that after years of like taking anyone on, it's just like, not really thinking about my, peace of mind and it being the right fit. And now I can tell in the first Zoom call.
So what do you say? It's like, the connection's bad. I gotta go. I don't want to work with you. Bye. Like, how do you handle
going into a tunnel?
Someone asked me if I was on speed dial for my clients, and I'm like, well, technically I am, but the clients I chose don't bother me on the weekend.
Yeah.
They know I have a family.
Put the cat filter on?
I put the cat filter on.
We all see that fucking
funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I was like, this is gonna be stupid. I watched it. I was like, oh, I'm not a cat? Come on.
Just so you know, I'm not a cat. Do we have a cat filter here?
We will. We're doing post, don't worry.
It's amazing.
So you kind of like, what will you say to them if you're just like, if you don't think, it's kind of like breaking up with somebody.
Yeah, it took me a long time. I mean, I spent the first
Why, did they throw things through your window and key your car?
I know. It was hard to say no because you're like, why are you saying no? But you just, it takes time to realize, who's going to appreciate you and your time, and who's willing to pay you what you deserve. And really have that team, that partnership. It's just not a one way street. So we can tell. You can see those micromanagers. People who are gonna be a pain.
Oh yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. What do you do in regards to, obviously talk about this? You're talking about throwing chairs and whatnot, but what do you do? Do you just have your manager fire people, or?
It all depends on the situation. But I got to be honest, man. We really don't fire people here.
Yeah.
They either quit because they don't catch on, but you have to do something super fucked up here to get fired, man. It sucks to fire people.
Yeah.
I had to fire a few people on one day about 7 years ago, and man, it was probably the single worst feeling of my life.
Were they crying?
One of them did, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. You don't want to ever fire anybody.
Man.
Yep.
People they rely on for income, man, but.
You got to do what's best. At a certain point, it's money out of your pocket. So you got to be it's the same thing with hiring clients. It's money out of your pocket. If they're calling
Well, it was literally money out of my pocket. They were stealing.
Oh, yeah.
So fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
But still, it still sucks.
Totally.
Like, why are you stealing?
Yeah, I had to fire someone for stealing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
They were,
What did you say to them? Did you say, I caught you? Or were
Well,
you
they went in the back. Oh, sorry, probably shouldn't say. But they were going in the back of our checkbook and writing checks.
It was John Mayer,
Oh
wasn't
my
it?
It's John Mayer.
He's like, I'm so good looking, I'll steal and you'll never know it.
That's gotta be tough.
I'll just shoot you in the eyes with my laser.
But you have to find, you have to go through the bank, and it was through someone else's name, and you have to do
man.
and then you
That's
just got to pull the plug.
Now, I feel if you think about that, John Mayer is very attractive. That's got to be a hindrance. If you're a talented musician, I think the last thing you want to do is be attractive, because then people aren't going to take you as seriously, Because if you just listen to
I wish I had that problem. Oh, he's so good looking and talented.
I have to say, with his marketing, he wasn't. I worked with musicians back in the day, and they just thought they had to write a great song and then stand back, and then they had their label to do the promotions and everything, and then it changed overnight. And John Mayer, it's I don't know, 60% marketing. You have to now, of course, with social media.
You got to do so much.
It's
stuff
not
now.
even. It's so beyond the music. Marketing yourself.
You got to put yourself out there. You got to learn TikTok dances.
He's so good at that. Yeah, exactly.
What's up with TikTok
Gotta
dances?
do it all.
Are you TikToking?
I'm trying to do it, but it's so involved that it's too much. Obviously, you're not TikToking. I don't think you're Facebooking or Instagram.
Fuck you say. I love my TikTok.
The Devil and the Frog definitely dances.
6 a.m. to 6:30, man.
Oh man. Well, I mean, we've covered so much, and I'm kind of buzzed. We got a fan over here.
That's my buddy James.
What's up,
Hi, James. How's it going? Man, I'm imagining you have a lot of people that not frequent this place, but
Your relationship.
there you go.
From here.
Are fans of you.
I've made some of my best friends here, and I mean that. I sincerely mean that, man. People that were customers, employees, and now great relationship, man.
That's great, man. That's great.
I love it.
Well, I mean.